But the run you made in the fall, just what did you feel like was the difference? Kind of started before you came into the game, but it snowballed.
Yeah, I mean, they had that injury since I started it. I think it was ties or I missed 3. They made 3. I had a turnover. They made a 6-7 on run quick, and they were up to 13, 11 or whatever. So we just had we couldn't find an open shot. They were finding open shot. They were making it. They were making like they did it the whole game. And yeah, I think
2 minutes, second bus.
Let me know. We didn't have a for right great open look.
Is there anything that you guys feel like you need to change about your approach in some of these late game situations where things haven't done well? Are you not concerned by it?
I mean, I'm definitely a good concern because we are losing the games, you know. We are losing the games and we are not creating open looks, you know. So that's something that we need to change, and hopefully we need to get that. I don't know what it is, but we need to figure it out.
Is there anything like you thought creating open looks is part of it? Just disconnect?
Yeah, I mean turnovers and just creating open looks and taking it if you're open to shoot it.
You guys are expected to have 8. So, how do you guys both try to find a rhythm and integrate a big piece of it at the same time during a stretch run?
It's hard to do because we had a lot of injuries, and then it seems like the whole season, after like 15, 20 years, like I feel like everybody was injured a little bit, and it's been the whole season like trying to get that guys back and then try to find the rhythm at the same time. So, but I think we did a decent job, good job at getting the guys back and then feeling good about themselves.
How was it for you reintegrating yourself back into the fold over the years?
It's definitely a little bit different because I never been in this situation. So you know, just because I felt it so good out before injury, and then definitely needs a little bit more time, and a little bit more games than usual.
What have been some of the adjustments for you playing with more, like there have been more 4-guard lineups or with Cam before, without Aaron? Just
Nothing I can complain. Trying to play the same way.
What did you learn while you were out about this team?
I mean, definitely whenever we play and give our best, we always have a chance to win the game, no matter who the lineup is. And trust in each other. We have guys who probably not playing right now. They played a really good time in that stretch. So we definitely have a good group of guys. That if something happens, we have the guys to step in.
the standings in the West have been so tight, especially I think like 3-7 right now. Just where are you at confidence-wise? Just kind of getting through sort of the first, I guess, major slump sort of.
I mean, I don't look at it. I think the next game is the most important one, and that's my mindset. So I think if you're winning and think about the next game, you're going to be good.
What was this last stretch been like for the last couple of games, just in general, like back-to-back? You never early start at 12:30.
Yeah, definitely the schedule was not on our side, but it is what it is. We still have a couple back-to-backs on the way. So you cannot think about it. You just go out there and try to warm up and try to play as best as you can.
Did it throw you guys off at all? They have Draymond as a late scratch, and they end up playing more, 5 out with Horford in there. Did that affect anything at all for you guys with them hitting as many threes as they did?
I mean, we know who Horford is. He made a lot of threes. He definitely probably really good for them. They definitely used them really well. Maybe in the beginning we didn't really react the right way, but the second half I think we did a little bit better job with that.
How was it with Jamal Murray and the All-Star having the teammate finally with you?
It was good, it was good. Just we had a moment there, so it was good for him.
Thanks, Nicole.
Thank you.
Thanks.
This season you seem not find your rhythm so far. What do you think of the factors that may be affecting it, and what is your confidence level at this stage?
I think, like you said, I've shot it pretty much pretty good my first 3 years, and I think this year there's no excuse. Just been in and out of the lineup, haven't shot it well yet, and I know I will. I'll turn that corner. I feel like I've shot it better since I came back this last time, but confidence level is the same thing. I'm gonna shoot when I'm open, pass when I'm not. So just gotta continue to do what I do.
The Warriors came in shorthanded, obviously, without Draymond, without Kristaps. How much did that change the momentum for you guys? Because they seem to come out really hot today.
Yeah, they played well. They did a good job of picking and popping. Guys hit shots. They played hard. They swarmed us in the fourth quarter defensively, and so credit goes to them. But we didn't do a very good job of holding our spots and playing really well.
You guys, obviously, past years have been just so clean and crisp in the clutch. It feels like. What are you trying to figure out as far as what the disconnect could be a little bit?
I think we just got to take care of the ball. I think a lot of it this year has just been not holding our spots, not being tough enough down the stretch, and that's on all of us, top to bottom. I think we had seen the game was tied, and then we had turned the ball over 3 times in a row, it felt like, and they scored every time. So it's hard to win games when you do that. It has nothing to do with our process down the stretch. It has nothing to do with anything besides, we need to hold our spots. We got to be tougher and play better.
What's the season like for you guys where, so many guys are going in and out of the lineup? You guys have championship aspirations, but how you can't get rid of the one that you want to. How do you kind of work through that?
Yeah, I think like you said, we've had guys in and out, but it's not an excuse. You got to figure it out. It's a tight race right now, so we got to find a way to win games, put games together. But we've had guys step up and play really well. We've had stretches of really good games, but we have more than enough. In this locker room, we've seen that. We have more than enough right now. We have more than enough when guys went out. So we've had guys step up and we got to play better. Because like I said, bad job down the stretch today. It wasn't a great road trip for us, so we got to be tougher. We got to play better, and I think we will.
David said earlier that he sort of didn't want to focus too much on the standings during the stretch where you guys were especially hurt, just because there has to be a little bit more of a one game at a time mentality than normal, I guess, to that. Does it, when you come out of the break and it's kind of a message from him to make sure that you're keeping that in mind? Does that add to the urgency with this final stretch at all?
I think there needs to be urgency regardless. I think that, we need to win the next game. Like I said, this road trip, we didn't do a very good job of doing that. But whether you look at it or whether you don't, you have to win games. You have to find a way to win games, whoever's out there. You got to be tougher. You got to play better. That's all of us. We got to be more together. So I don't think it really matters. If you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't. Either way, you got to win the next game. So, like I said, no excuse from us, and we know how tight the race is. Everybody kind of watches the game and knows where we're at and where we need to be. So, we got to get it together and win a few games in a row. And I know we'll do that.
What could you guys have done better just to defend the 3-point line throughout the game?
I think we got to talk more. I think we had a good game plan going in, and we didn't really commit to it. We didn't fly around enough to start. We weren't ready to play. I think in the first quarter, and we'll be better. I think I've said this many times. It's my fault. I do a lot of communicating on defense and talking to the guys, so I got to do a better job of organizing us to make sure we're all doing our job and in the right spots. And we just didn't come out ready to play today, I felt like.
Small crowd.
David, after you guys worked back to get the lead going into the fourth, just what do you feel like was the difference with the run they made in the last few minutes?
Yeah, we didn't take care of the ball. I thought we had some empty possessions that, even though they weren't turnovers, they led to poor shots and runouts for them. So really poor execution throughout the start of the fourth. But the bottom line is this game came down to the start of the game. We were not ready to play. This has been a tough weekend for us with the game time and the back-to-back and all that, but that has nothing to do with your approach to the game. And we gave them confidence early. Their energy surpassed ours. They played harder. And then to your point, we had to work so hard to get back into it. They had more energy than we did at the end of the game. That's the bottom line. So your approach to these games has to be different. Wasn't good enough tonight. And this is one of those losses during the season where you're going to look back and really wish we had a different approach to start the game.
They make 21 threes despite an 0 for 12 third quarter, a ton in the first half. I was curious if the late scratch with Draymond had anything to do. Did that throw you guys off at all, just in terms of Horford coming in? They're playing more 5 out, or did that not have much?
Yeah, that was confusing. I think that's why we give the injury reports. Obviously, the game plan was very different, but that has nothing to do with being more aggressive to rotate to him. I thought coverages in the first half broke down way too much. That led to some shots for him because those weren't trail threes in transition. Those were half-court mistakes. It was much better to start the second half with the full rotation to him, forcing him to make plays off the dribble. He was trying to post up, which obviously gets him off the three-point line. But it's just too little too late the whole way. Our reaction to him making shots, our reaction to the game, their physicality, they just outplayed us throughout the night. They deserved to win the game.
Coach, the last 3 losses to Golden State have been here. What about this building is it makes it so difficult to win?
I mean, we've won here a lot. We've had game winners here, all those things. But yeah, they play with a great intensity defensively here. They ratchet it up, and it doesn't matter who's playing. That when they have those guys out there, Peyton, Melton, all these guys, they can really make the game difficult defensively. And we made it difficult on ourselves because we didn't compete on the other end until the third quarter. So it's a great crowd here. It's always been a tough place to play. The old arena was absolutely unbelievable atmosphere. This one is as well. So I don't think that had anything to do with our loss tonight, though. I just thought we just did not have the right approach.
Hey, Coach. After All-Star break, 3 games in 4 days, and what do you think of this kind of schedule and how the players could be prepared in the following season?
Yeah, I mean, it just begs the question about, why guys sit out sometimes. If you play a back-to-back and then we play a day later at 12:30, you're worried about your guys physically. But I thought our guys had enough energy to win this game. We just didn't do a good enough job, like I said, how we approached it. But these situations happen to other teams. You get these national TV games, and they're going to schedule those regardless of you coming out of a back-to-back or if one team rested more than the other. It's just part of the regular season. You're going to have ups and downs with your schedule. All 30 teams do. So this was a tough one for us, but that had nothing to do with why we lost this game.
A few of your turnovers were in the backcourt.
Yeah.
What can you do to sort of mitigate some of that, whether it's just alertness or what are you seeing on some of those?
Yeah, I mean, one was off the press and trap, which we handled a lot better throughout the game after that. I thought we broke it. The other ones were off rebounds. And, they blitzed the ball. And obviously you got to be ball strong after a defensive rebound. Guys running their lanes have to have their head around in case they're needed to come back as an outlet. Because those were huge plays. 2 of them were when we were on a run, in the third quarter, where it looked like we were gaining control of the game, and they make this momentum play. One they hit a 3, I believe, and the other one was a layup. So, yeah, I just got to be cleaner overall. 17 turnovers for 24 points is not going to do it. And then obviously only 16 points in the fourth quarter due to a lot of mistakes with the ball kills you. So, the better team won today. We did not play well. Thanks.